Hi guys, welcome back to our CNG tutorial series. In this video, I'm going to take you through topic selection for your CNG project. So this tutorial is powered by the BMESS Academic Board to help students with their CNG projects. So since the video is particularly for biomedical engineering students, the content of the video will be structured towards the topics to be selected for the BMESS project. So I'm going to take you through samples of projects for the past years or projects which students in biomedical engineering have done. I mean students in second year, third year and also final year have done. So a compilation of their topics and also techniques to help you to identify a topic for the CNG project. So let's see. Here are the sample topics I have. I have a number of them. So I'm going to take you through so that it becomes a guide for you in your selection of topics. So for the sample topics, I have the first one. It says the effects of food poisoning on the people of Kaswa CP last stop as a result of a milling machine. So the idea of this topic is the effects of food poisoning. So it's trying to convey a biomedical engineering idea in the sense that an effect on the biological system, right? So first of all, your topic should portray the field of study you are doing. So if the topic you've given is far away from biomedical engineering, that is where an error or there will be a point of rejection, right? So your topic, it should be tailored around biomedical engineering. So any form of technology or any form of environmental damage or anything which is having effects on people, yes, from the community you find yourself, particularly, yes, because it's engineering in society. So you are being tasked to find problems in your society. And when I say society, it can be a nearby hospital, people around you, it can be schools, any problem you think is related to the field of biomedical engineering. So let me first take you through the samples and I give you the techniques. So this one is saying the effects of food poisoning on the people of Kaswa livestock as a result of milling machine. Then I have the effect of choked gutters on residents of Afrancho community. And we have the effect of poor management of sawdust at Kasi. So you can see the first three topics looks like it's talking about the effect of the environmental hazard on the life of the people, right? Yeah, so these topics were accepted. And the goal of this video is for you to be guided to choose topics that will be accepted eventually. There is a probability of you getting a topic, and later on, once submission is open, your topic may be rejected. Yeah, so you need to really take your time when you get a topic, as in you don't go straight working with it because you can run at a loss if that topic is not accepted. So these are some topics which were accepted back then. So it can also help you give you the idea that your topic should have the elements of the effects of what a particular hazard on people. So the human factor here is the one or is the factor which is trying to tell people that you are working on people. I mean, you are working on the human body. That is biomedical engineering. Then we can see from here it says effects of poor drainage system in estuary community. The effect of poor drainage system in estuary community, right? So for this one, though it was not bulleted, but it's also part of the topic, and as well as this one too. So the effects of poor drainage system in estuary community. But for this topic, the poor drainage system here, it sounds too civil engineering or those of the um, construction staffs because this topic does not really convey that much of biomedical engineering. So the fact that I'm showing this topic doesn't mean that you should go by this. I'll give you recommendations on this topic right after we go through the samples. So you just have to follow closely and see the trend of the topic that were very accepted. Um, but over the years, let me say that way. So, effect of poor drainage system in the estuary community. So, how the poor drainage system. So, the person doing this project can tailor the report in such a way that maybe the poor drainage system is leading to some outbreak of diseases and also can affect can be a source of smell and also affect air pollution. You can take all the different hazards that can be that is accompanying poor drainage system, flooding, and it shouldn't be so social. That is one thing too. Your topic shouldn't be so social. I mean, if you don't take care, your topic will be like you are working on a social work, more or less like a sociology approach of what solving problems. Yes, because these are problems in the society. So obviously, you may be attempted to solve a societal problem, which is not engineering. So we are trying to use engineering approach. So whatever topic you choose, the goal is how do you use biomedical engineering to solve that problem? Okay. So here is saying effects of poor drainage system. So the person will be targeting some damages that poor drainage system is causing on people and suggest how the person is, I mean, how it can be solved using engineering. So the fact that it's poor drainage system, you can suggest different solution, but the person who did the work can will know the right solution that was in mind, which the person felt it's going to be a biomedical engineering solution. Then the next one is advocating proper oral health care in Dakuman. Advocating proper oral health care in Dakuman. So this one too is very medical. Yes, you can obviously see from the topic that it's very medical. So advocating proper oral health care, so oral healthcare, oral hygiene, right? So how oral hygiene can be promoted in the society, and that was a problem the person identified in their society. That maybe oral healthcare is something which is worrying people, or the health oral hygiene is a problem, right? So the person is going to find a way to solve this problem using an engineering approach. Then I have another one here. It says improvement of drinking water in Ahimpro. Improvement of drinking water in Ahimpro, and it comes the effect of the poor sterilization of tools used by the roadside nail trimmers in Mamprobi community. So these are two different topics. So the first one is improvement of drinking water in Ahinkru, then the effects of the poor sterilization of tools used by roadside nail trimmers in Mamprobi community. So for this first topic, which is the improvement of drinking water in Ahinkro, so it's also trying to tackle the resources we consume. I mean, potable drinking water. Okay, so you know that for the benefit of your health, we need clean and potable water so that we can have our system running smoothly. So in his community, which is Ahinkru, the person is trying to bring out an innovative approach to improve the drinking water standard in the community. And that was also accepted as a biomedical engineering topic to be worked on for the CENG. Then this one says the effects of the poor sterilization of food used by roadside nail trimmers in Mamprobi community. So Mamprobi community is facing the challenge of the roadside nail trimmers not using appropriate tools which have been sterilized for their operation. So the person was going to tackle this problem, maybe designing a no toolbox for them that is going to be sterilizing it at a very low cost and also portable because of the nature of their work. As they walk around, they need something very portable and something cost effective, maybe to sterilize their tools. So that is also a problem somebody identified and was also accepted. So there's this one too here. It says inability to detect impending attracts of hypertension. Sorry, inability to detect impending attracts of hypertension in Nandom community, causing sudden death of hypertension patient. Okay, so for this topic, it's trying to detect or let's say early prediction of hypertension. Early prediction of hypertension. Hypertension is a silent killer and it only comes at the point of death. You only see most of the symptoms at the point of death and remain silent in the course of what growth or in the course of let's say incubation period for the disease. So say the inability to detect the impending attracts of it is causing sudden death of people. So maybe in the community, the person realized there are a lot of people dying because of hypertension and simply because they were not detected earlier. So the person is tackling early detection approaches. So it's maybe a software, it's maybe hardware or any form of a system to be created so that we can detect the symptoms of hypertension as early as possible to curb the sudden death of people. Now let's see the next set of problems I have. So I have another problem which says menstrual cramps and inhibition to vital active processes in female. Menstrual cramps and inhibition to vital active processes in female. So the person is tackling menstrual cramps as a problem in the society and also the activity or the productivity of work females give are always influenced by what menstrual cramps monthly or periodically. So women who face very difficult pains and also challenging moments during menstrual cramps or during menstrual periods are many or are a lot in the society for his or her society for the person who chose this topic. So the person thinks that he can find a means or a way of using technology or any biomedical engineering approach to help menstrual cramps so that the female in different works or different endeavors can work proactively irrespective of what the menstrual period, and it was also accepted as a topic for the CNG project. And take note, when you choose a topic, you don't give any summary of it about how you're going to do it for it to be accepted. So the way you put the topic alone is the only reason for rejection or acceptance. You can have this same topic being rejected, but normally they reject with notes or let's say comments. So if they reject your topic, they'll give a reason why they've rejected, not like they'll just reject it and you wouldn't know what you should do. So sometimes they can ask you to reframe it, or maybe you have to change the topic at all. So depending on the comment that will be given, you know how you can go by either a new topic or you can go ahead with your project, provided your topic was. The next one is handling of typhoid cases or handling of typhoid cases. So a case study in the imprinting community. So imprinting community, the person undertook a study of what how typhoid cases are handled, and that was the entire project the person did. So this was tackling diseases. So you can see the nature of topics we've gone through so far. People tackle diseases or sicknesses, their prediction, their outbreak control, but the solution is not going to be medical, as in it's not going to be the provision of drugs, but rather finding an innovative solution in the field of biomedical engineering. Probably it's going to be a device, it's going to be maybe a nice engineering approach, it can even be a software or an app on the phone that can help people to manage any type of disease and it will be accepted. Then we have effects of poor network connection on businesses in Danyame, Domahinkro. So he lives in Danyame in Domahinkro. So this is going to be, let's say, a community and maybe Domahinkro is a whole town. Okay, so the effect of poor network connection on businesses. And this topic actually it sounds more of telecommunication. Yes, sounds more of telecommunication. And take note, a topic may be accepted that year, but may be rejected this year because the people who deals with the submission and also the acceptance of the topic change over time. So maybe somebody accepted a topic previously, but this time around the person will not accept the same topic, or a different person will also reject that topic. Again, some people find it difficult to get topics and late submissions make the supervisors, accept some topics just for easement and also just to beat the deadline for the project. So some topic may be accepted not because it looks perfect or looks acceptable, but because of the time frame. Because of that, they have to just accept the topic for the students for them to start their project right away. So the next one is the time wasting effects of NHIS registration on pregnant women in the past. So this is a typical problem somebody observed in the past that whenever they are going for the NHIS registration, the pregnant women have to queue or have to be in queue for a long time, which does not help their health and also the health of their unborn babies. So the person will find ways and also measures to curb this, but that ways and or measures or approach to solving this problem should be biomedical engineering based. Then I have the enigmas of the toothbrushes available on the market in Ashaman. The enigmas of the toothbrushes available on the market in Ashaman. So you can see that this topic is also considering of toothbrush. So you can also tackle some tools we use for maybe toothbrush, sponge, or anything which you think that we use on the human body. The whole goal of biomedical engineering is promoting the health and the well-being of people using technological innovation, not using drugs. Drugs is in the field of pharmaceutics. So if you identify a topic and it's about diseases, it's about solving any form of an outbreak and you say you're going to bring out a drug, that is an error because that is not biomedical engineering. Biomedical engineering seeks to find solutions which are innovative and technological in nature to solve problems associated with people, human beings, yes, to be precise. So this person was just tackling toothbrushes available on the market to make an improvement of the toothbrushes. Okay, because probably the person identified the toothbrushes may be too hard to be causing jaw pains and a whole lot of issues. So I don't know, but the person will find a way to bring out an improvised toothbrush that will perform the necessary tasks and also solve the problem he identified. Another one is a biomedical engineering approach to curtailing back pains and neck sprain in users of Ho Bankoi Community Library. So the person is in Ho Bankoi Community Library and the person saw that those students who spend a lot of time in the library experiences back pains and also neck sprain, right, in the library. So how are they going to solve this problem of neck and back pains in the facility? So as a biomedical engineer, the person tried to find a way to tackle this problem and it was accepted. Then also I have pesticide residue, a cause of food poisoning in Amako. Pesticide residue, a cause of food poisoning in our home. And this topic too is tackling food poisoning, right? Food poisoning in our home. And this food poisoning is caused by what? Pesticide residue, the use of pesticide all over the area and how it's able to or how it's transferred into food and how the person is also thinking to use an innovative approach to curb this topic or to curb this problem. Then another thing is biomedical engineering health implications due to the nature of work of the INYA NIC people. So let's say biomedical engineering health implication due to the nature of work of INYA, okay, let me say INYANIC people. So here the person is trying to find the health implication due to the nature of the work of the people in the community. So maybe probably the work in the community is very tedious or brings a lot of hazards to them. So the person is trying to find out how he can use or she can use engineering approach to solve the impact or the health impact, right? The health impact, how the work people are doing are affecting their health. Okay. And finally, the topic here is death rates on amputated persons in critical city. Death rates on amputated persons in critical city. So what's the death rate or the rate associated with amputation on the people of what? Crystal City? So for here, the solution can be the design of some prosthetics for the amputated part of the body, right? Being it arm or the leg. So maybe the person is going to design an innovative technology for them. Now, because once you lose some part of your body, your whole movements and control, the work you do, everything is accepted. It can lead to death or it has potential death risks. And the person took this topic to also handle that. So after going through all these topics, we realized that most topic had the community name also part, right? So most people had the community name as part. So you can see from here we have Crespo City, right? Then you also have Inya, right? Then you have Amaku in this topic. Have La Paz, right? Then you have Impensing. So it was we have Danyami here, that's the main intro. So we can say that it's advisable to include your community in the topic, right? It's very advisable so that your topic doesn't look generic. As I said, the goal of CNG is engineering in society. So how do you find a problem in your society, or what problem have you identified so far in your society? So bringing out the name of your locality or community is also important. You can also see from here that we have Kaswa CP, very necessary. The person also brought Kase. These are topics that was accepted. Okay, that was accepted. So take note. Then you have Tuari community. We have Dakuma. We have an crew, right? Then we we have Nandum here, right? So from the topics listed here, we can identify one important thing as what to include what your the name of your community to include the name of your community, right? So let's see. So let me add one slide. So you can see that the key takeaway from this sample, so these samples of topics, so key takeaways. So I can have something like inclusion of name of community, right? Name of community or community name, right? Inclusion of community name, right? Yes, right. So the first thing that we've seen is the inclusion of the community name because the various topic included the names of what the community that were involved in the topics. Okay. Now let's check any other thing that we can see running through. So here we can see that most of the topic were about, environmental hazards, right? So you can consider something like environmental hazards too as an inclusion parameter to consider when you're identifying your topic. Okay. So let's say environmental hazards. So from the topics, we realize there are a lot of environmental hazards. Some were saying that choked gutters, poor drainage system, improvement of drinking water. You see, so environmental hazards too are some things which are necessary for you to include and will also help you. Then also there was this here. So let's say you can say health risks, okay, or you can say diseases because we can see some menstrual cramps here. You have some menstrual cramps, right? You have some menstrual cramps. Then there is typhoid cases, right? There is typhoid cases. So we can then also have neck sprain and back pains, okay? Neck sprain and back pains. So that should tell you that we can also tackle diseases or sicknesses, right? So you can tackle diseases and you are going to find a way of managing. So we can say disease, let's say disease detection, detection, management, and also prevention, right? management, and prevention. So now you can find any disease you think it's very, very common in your community. Then it's either you're going to design a system for early detection, or a system that will help manage the disease, or a system that will also what, help with the prevention of the disease from occurring at all. Okay, so that is also another takeaway from this set of topics we went through. Then what else can we see? So we have choke gutters here, right? Choke gutters. So we have choke gutters. So there is choke gutters here. Then we have poor drainage system. Poor drainage system. Okay. So what this is trying to say is sometimes structures in your community can be having a serious health risk on the people of the community. Okay. The people of the community. You can see here there is a milling machine. A milling machine. So these are some items or some structures in the community which are posing threat to people. Which are posing threat to people. So let's see here for the library. Yes, you have community library. So you can also take any structure in your community, being it a school, a hospital, your community library, and speak about it. That is also another way of what, trying to identify a problem, right? So we can say that. So let me add that one to it. So we can say that community structures is also another inclusion criteria we can use, right? So community structures. Okay. So now we look out for community structures. So example, so let's say example, you can have something like schools, health facilities, drainage facilities, and any other, right? So and any other. So how are these structures affecting the lives of people in the community? And how do you think that you can bring out an innovative idea to improve upon these structures or improve upon the lives of the people despite the threats these structures are posing? Despite despite that. Now let's see once again. So I think we've gone through a number of them. We've gone through a number of them and they all follow the same pattern, right? They all follow the same pattern. Now let me come to, so these are key takeaways from, the current, or sorry, from the past topics or samples that we went through. So we saw that there should be inclusion of community name, environmental hazards, disease detection, management and prevention, community structures. Example, you have schools, health facilities, and drainage facilities, right? So let me make it effects of, or so effects of community structures. Let me say it that way, right? So you can use this to construct a nice topic for yourself. Just look around your community. First of all, include the name of the community as part of the problem. The environmental hazards you see around. Maybe there is a particular factory or there's something which is what's causing the pollution. And you think that you can design a nice nose mask or a nice device for people to wear, or any form of technology you think, or any form of solution you think that should be biomedical engineering based for you to solve this problem. Then disease detection, management, and prevention. So biomedical engineering, we help in the we help in the well-being of people, right? So for the delivery of healthcare, we play a role in bringing out technologies that will support disease management, detection, and also prevention. So almost all devices can come into play for this particular section. So you can look out for devices in the hospital. Okay, so coming to the facilities, you can go into any facility in your community, but particularly let's take the hospital because it's very important, the health facilities. Okay, so that you can say that when you went to this health facility, you realize that there is this problem. And take note, sometimes maybe there is this apparatus or device which is available currently, but for your community you don't have. That doesn't mean that you can't add it to the topic that you want to maybe design a modern one or a nice way or a low cost. You see that form of um we have that metrics you can also improve upon. Maybe a miniaturized ventilator, maybe a portable, maybe any form of convenience you can introduce into any existing biomedical device can is also accepted. You can also bring that in here. Okay, so now let me give you my recommendations. So for recommendations on how to search a topic, right? So recommendations on topic selection. Okay, so when it comes to the recommendations on topic selection, there are some few things I'm going to share with you, which are pertaining to our department, right? And also the whole process of what CNG report making. Now, when it comes to topic, first of all, biomedical engineering, we are not an independent department, right? So we are being handled by the Department of Computer Engineering. So because of that, there will be presentation, or you have to present the report that you do. You make a PowerPoint out of the reports, and you'll be assigned to different supervisors. And we have people who get supervisors from biomed, some who get supervisors from computer engineering. So imagine going to a computer engineering lecturer and trying to explain the problem identifying in society. That problem is about some disease, some device. Some people or some lecturers see that to be annoying. So take note of that. Because of that, and for now, there are a lot of innovations coming out. Okay, so you try and balance your topic in a way that there will be a sense of innovation in it. Don't make it so like disease, 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 right? Even if it's disease, how are you using the innovations that is coming or emerging technologies to solve that disease, right? Now, you bear me out that right now, artificial intelligence and machine learning is a popular field coming out and also helping in early detection of several diseases. So, let's say one recommendation or the first recommendation I'm talking about is, let's say, inclusion of, inclusion of innovative softwares, innovative softwares. So, what I'm trying to say is now let's take something like diagnostic X-ray, right? So people take X-ray pictures for doctors to identify point of diseases and also where the deformation has occurred. Sometimes there are lots of errors which occurs in the diagnosis or in analysis of biomedical images. Okay, so when you take pictures concerning the brain, let's say MRI picture of a brain tumor, okay, it's very difficult for new doctors to be used to what how to identify the different types of what tumors at a specified location and also even what is happening. So these days artificial intelligence and machine learning are just models they create so that those models will be trained with large sum of what data. So assuming that you want to use artificial intelligence in the detection of, let's say, some pulmonary disease, you take something like lung cancer, right? So you get thousands, 20,000, I mean, a large sum of data of lung cancer pictures and patients. Then people who don't have it, I mean, you get a large data of what lung scans, right? And once you get that, you train the model with those scans, and the model will learn whenever there is any future image to detect that yes, this picture here, from my analysis and the previous knowledge I've been trained on, it's going to be this disease or this is what is happening, right? So to give a preliminary idea of what is happening. That is why we are trying to integrate the use of AI and machine learning. So you can tailor your topic to AI machine learning in medicine. Okay, so maybe you can try and use AI machine learning in your hospital for a particular illness. I don't mean maybe lung cancer, it can be any form of illness. Okay, so you just see your community and you realize that maybe you can say that you visit the hospital and you realize, and one day there was an incident at the hospital. Okay, so how you got the idea? Something like one day you were at the hospital, probably maybe you were interning, or if you were not interning, you just went to the hospital and realized that a doctor mistakenly, right, mistakenly give a wrong diagnosis, and the person was given a different medication which led to the death or a different case at the hospital. Okay, so such situation can be corrected if we had an artificial intelligence or machine learning models that will do the preliminary examination to give a fair idea of what is happening before the doctor was setting to also make the final or confirmation, right? So we can also talk about delay patient at I mean delay patients care, right? No, some patients will come and they are severely sick, but we have to wait for just a single doctor and the queue are many. So if you can integrate AI machine learning in some of the triage devices, when I say triage devices, triaging, you take some of your vitals, right? It can be BP, sorry, can be blood pressure, your O2 saturation level, different parameters. So once we get these parameters, maybe your model can also try and predict that, oh, maybe this person is suffering from this because the temperature is too high, BP is this, BP is that, right? So having these technologies integrated into some devices can also help with promote the healthcare delivery. So you can try and use this as part of your topic to make it very innovative and also to make it very acceptable to, as I said, the computer engineering lecturers who may also be supervising our project. So those who get the computer engineering lecturers, most of them I would say are not interested in the biomedical things you present to them. Originally, it should have been to our biomedical engineering lecturers who knows what is happening and will be willing to ask a lot of questions, right? Yeah, so as I said, try and add softwares. AI and machine learning is just one part of it. Can be any other thing which you can think about. Okay, yes. Then also don't make your projects too social. So avoid too social problems. So when I say social problem, it's like you saying broken home, right? Trying to tell me that you want to use biomedical engineering to solve broken homes. Like, see, that broken home, and there are some topics that sound too social. Like, it's more of a social problem, and solving that with biomedical engineering may not be so feasible, but you try your best to find a way out. That is really not acceptable, right? So just cool yourself down to the structures in the community as we looked in the previous section. So just scale yourself down to maybe the structures in the community or some things you see around that is causing harm to people, right? So how do you stop that, or how do you go about that? It can be diseases, detection management, as I said, and also environmental hazards, smoke, and a whole lot, right? Then also you add your community name to it, enrich it, and also make it look like real. You saw it from your community. And again, this CNG project, it's very, very important, and it's an approach to knowing more about your program. So don't just do it anyhow by choosing wrong topics and topics you have no idea about at the latter part. Sit down and take this moment to take critical look of your community and see if you can get some touching problems in the society which is relating to healthcare delivery, right? Yes, so it's a full report you're going to write, and once you don't get a nice topic, it's going to affect your delivery. So the topic selection, I can say, takes about 70 to 80% of the whole work, because once you get a topic, finding solution, writing about your community, they are all just basic things. but the topic selection part is the most critical part. And once the link is available for you to send your topic, you may be under pressure, especially when you get two topics being rejected. I mean, you'll be very, very worried. And remember, this is also a course you'll be doing next sem, and it forms 50% of it. So you don't joke with it at all. Don't joke with it at all. So start planning on your topic as soon as possible. Finally, you can also use AI tools to guide you and use AI tools. Let's say you can use ChatGPT to guide you with your topic selection. Okay, so ChatGPT can give you a broad knowledge, or it can give you a spectrum of topics or a spectrum of themes or thematic areas for you to consider. Okay, so assuming that maybe you open your browser, have your ChatGPT this way, you can ask maybe let's say hello chat, right? um I would like you I'd like you to assist me with my project, right? So it can be like more of conversation between you and chat, okay? So so I'd like you to assist me with my project. Then now, if you want to get a very good So if you want to get a very good response, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to give it the right specification. Okay, you're supposed to give it the right specification, as in should it give you about, or what are the suggestions what you think it should give about. So you can start describing yourself like a biomedical engineering student in first year, and I've been giving a project to, so let's say, come. Okay, so these AI tools are to leverage productivity. You can use them throughout your project, very necessary, because instead of you thinking to generate a lot of paragraphs of words, which will be very difficult, try and use this AI responsibly. We don't just select information directly from the artificial intelligence platforms that we have. No, you need to take a human look in and also take a close look, try and paraphrase, and also just grab the idea, and there are some parts maybe you can directly lift, but you need to do it responsibly so that you don't get affected with plagiarism, because in the long run your your report will be checked for plagiarism if you got your information from online, or probably any other somebody's work that you took and copied. Okay, so that will be a whole lot of troubles at last if you don't do it well as you support. So I'm trying to take you through how you could use the ChatGPT to get some nice topic, but that is not a difficult task to do. But make sure that in the process of your CNG report making, topic selection, everything, incorporate the AI tools in it, which are very, very, very important. Okay. So you just have to incorporate them in it and a conversation form, right? So I was saying. Okay, so let's see if we can. Okay, so I think because of that, you take a section where we will identify a topic using ChatGPT. Okay, so that would be for a different section. But for this particular video, the interest was to give you the brief overview of how you can identify biomedical engineering topics, okay, purposely. Most resource materials available are generalized, right? So the academic board have decided to bring out a session for only biomedical engineering students so that it will help you tailor your topics and everything to issues relating towards the healthcare delivery system in the country. So that is all for this video, and make sure you take a close look for all the takeaways and also the facts identified. Finally, please take note, as I said, these topics were chosen or were accepted way back, but it doesn't mean that you should really copy. Because if you have the temptation of trying to replace the name with your community, and instead of menstrual crime to find something else, I think it's not the right option, right? Yeah, it's not the right option. Try and see something you're passionate about. It's very, very important, because if you don't get something you have more information about or you're passionate about, you end up carrying all your information from online, and plagiarism will also go against you. So try and get something which you know it's around you. Very, very important, so that you can flow in your writings and you know exactly what you're talking about. It's not like somebody say there's this coconut, meanwhile there's no coconut tree around you, and you end up carrying information from online, things which are not true or things which you don't even know anything about, and you'll be using for your project. So avoid doing such works. So try your best possible to um have a nice topic from things you see around you. Then, if possible, you can also visit the hospitals. If it doesn't mean that you should go to the hospital when you are sick alone, yeah. So you should try and visit the hospital and witness the environment. You can get topics from your hospitals around you, maybe how patients are treated, and maybe how some form of sicknesses are diagnosed are very painful, and you think you can bring out a different approach which are less invasive or less painful, and also you think it will be faster and convenient. So if possible, you'll be sent introductory letters to go to the hospitals, but for now you can still pay a visit to any hospital to just have a look at how things are or the environment, and also try your best and identify some problems. Okay. And also be the misuse of some particular devices by these nurses and also other health workers in the hospital. So very necessary that you take a close look at any health facility, may not be hospital, maybe an imaging firm, right? You can still pay a visit to, or any company relating to medical engineering. And as you walk around, you pay close attention to everything you see around. You could see from people topic, maybe poor drainage and those stuff. So it's all about you being intentional about it, that you want a topic for my community. You will really get some. I mean, there are a lot of problems facing all communities in across the country, right? Yeah, so thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next session of the CNG tutorial series.